So after you design the map and basically your plan to get from point A to point B, the next thing I think which is really, really critical is that you sit down and figure out a plan, or really just have an understanding of how you're going to be able to create the habit so that you can continue to do this. There are a lot of different factors that can affect if you continue to do this for the rest of your life. So this is probably the most important part, because I can give you the best program in the world, the best nutrition plan, but if you have some kind of mindset, subconscious programming in there that is keeping you from getting results, which I would definitely urge you to look at that if that's something that you do. If you come for a few weeks or come for a few months and then you stop completely, there may be something there that you need to work on. So I like to use this analogy, and this is that the people that, for the last 8 years since we've been open, the people that come in and come on a consistent basis, week after week, it doesn't matter what age, what program they're on, what kind of nutrition, what kind of finances they have, none of these things matter. It's not that they have anything other than people that don't come consistently. It's just that they enjoy it. They have fun when they're here. So could it be that simple, that all you need to do is shift your thinking around enjoying exercise and enjoying activity, that could change your results and get you to come here more consistently? I really do believe that the attitude is everything, and we take that into our children's program. The kids program, we say it's a weight loss program, but when parents come in, they think we're going to be killing them, getting them sweating, having them on little kid machines and running on treadmills till they drop. That is probably the worst possible thing we can do, and there's a lot of programs out there that do that, and I think it's only adding to the childhood obesity epidemic, because kids are just going to continue to hate exercise for a long period of time, and they're not going to do it as adults. So kind of think back to maybe some of the associations you make with exercise. You know, the brain is wired, not to get too deep into this, but the brain is wired in such a way that when it sees an outside stimulus, it doesn't have to, you know, recreate and figure out what that circumstance is. It has certain associations that you have with certain things to make it simple so that things happen fast. And it's really an amazing thing that happens in the brain, but it can also be something that can keep you stuck, because now every time a situation comes up, could be exercise, could be relationships, could be, you know, finances, could be anything. Whenever a circumstance comes up, you're going to associate that visual stimulus or that smell or that sight with an old experience. So, and this is something that we work on in that RYL course that comes up here, and which is an amazing experience, and I would definitely recommend it if you have the chance to do that this time around. We're doing it the last weekend of September this time. But that is exactly what happens, and those associations are going to lead to your results and how you feel about certain situations. So back to the kids analogy, if I have a kid in here who doesn't like exercise, our whole goal with our program is to get them to enjoy it, to have some success, to have fun, so that they can create a lifelong association that exercise is fun and activity is fun. I have success with this. I'm actually good at sports. Even though they're not the best kid on the field, maybe they can still have fun with it. And I think that's what the competitive, and I came from a competitive atmosphere. I played baseball through my career, but looking back, there's a lot of things in there that definitely affected me big time. So those are some of the things we're looking to try to change when it comes to our sports performance programming. But with all that being said, there's also, on the mindset part, and this is the last piece, there's also that comfort zone to be considered. Sometimes people may get really, really great results, but they're used to kind of living life at like a 5 level, and this is something that Mel, who does the RYL course, talks a lot about. After taking the course, you might feel like you're at a 9 or a 10, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10. But what happens is people go back into their day-to-day, week to week, and they get comfortable again, back into their comfort zones. Same thing with fitness. If someone loses a bunch of weight and they get to a certain point, maybe their friends look at them a little differently. Maybe their spouse is you know, pissed off for some reason, for whatever their issues are. There's a lot of different factors, because we don't just live in a bubble. We have all these outside influences that can affect us, and unless you figure out a strategy to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, you're going to have a really difficult time staying with that change that you get. So you may get some amazing results, but then you'll just do something to sabotage it to get you back to your comfort zone. So this is something that we work on, and we're going to talk a little bit about in our next segment, which is living the lifestyle.